All right, men, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Just a quick video today. I just wanted to explain why I'm starting to share food recipes and some of my own cooking. It's for you men who think cooking is a chore or a burden. Now, I understand how it takes time to prepare and cook food, and it can be a bit of a conundrum trying to think of what to eat sometimes. And just to inspire you to know that there's other things to cook other than just steamed broccoli and grilled chicken. Those things are fine though, of course. So the reason why I really want to share this is because I've heard multiple people over the years, mainly clients, ask what they should cook, how they should eat. And it's pretty simple. The foundations are going to be eating nutrient-dense food, single ingredients at best, okay, as a foundation, and not overthinking it. And this is why I love using the slow cooker. Now, I recommend you should have a slow cooker in your house. I have two. I have a smaller slow cooker and a bigger slow cooker. I have a bigger slow cooker because I make lots of bone broths and stocks, which you've seen obviously previously if you watch my videos. So you want to just be able to put more bones in there and create a bigger broth, and then you freeze it. The smaller slow cooker is for doing things, if we buy a kilo of ribs or, 3 lamb shanks, the smaller slow cooker is great. Now I'm going to start with why the slow cooker is so good. If you are using time as an excuse to prep and cook your own food, which I don't think it should be, because every man should know a handful of recipes that he can cook and prepare. I'm not saying you're any less of a man because you're not cooking for yourself. However, I think it's a foundation of any human being to be able to understand how to go and buy the food that they want and turn that into something that they can eat, which is nourishing. That's an asset, that's a skill that should just come as you existing. We used to hunt our own food and prepare it. We don't do that anymore. The least you can do is know how to go buy yourself some steak and some veggies and put that on and cook it and provide yourself with the right nutrients and your family if you have kids. If you can't, well, that's what I'm preparing this video for, and the recipes and the videos I'm preparing. But also have a good look at yourself. Maybe you want to get your priorities looked at if you're not cooking your own food. Now, the slow cooker is great. In my Optimized Man Daily Dense program, I talk about 10 minutes a day working out, cooking and preparing your own food, self-development. If you can spend 10 minutes a day on those three things, then you're setting yourself up for success. The slow cooker comes into place there because literally it takes less than 10 minutes for me to pour the beef ribs or the lamb shanks or the chuck steak into the slow cooker, put some water or broth in there with the flavorings, if it's a tomato flavor or just herbs and spices, and put that on low and let that cook for 8 hours. Less than 10 minutes to prepare. The slow cooker's doing the work. You've got dinner when you get home from work, nutrient-dense meals, and if you cook more food, you're going to have leftovers. Therefore, that eliminates your excuse for the next day of not knowing what to eat for lunch, or you can have it for dinner. That's why the slow cooker is so powerful, because it does the cooking for you. You just need to chuck the steak in there. For instance, beef ribs. It's less than 10 minutes. You might sear the meat, or the osso buco, you might sear the meat on the fry pan, put it in the slow cooker with the flavor, and it's done. That's what I'm trying to get across here, guys, is that there's no excuse for you not to cook and prepare delicious, healthy food. And if you cook yourself a nice slow cooked beef ribs, you've got good quality protein and fats there. You steam some broccoli with it. There you go. That's nutrition. That's basic. This is why I want to do this video, is because I just want you guys to understand, and I'm hopefully inspiring you men to cook delicious food. Another thing that I utilize a lot is the air fryer. I've done a meatball recipe here, a lean beef meatball recipe. You can check the other video on my YouTube channel. That takes a little bit more prep time because you're going to chop some herbs and garlic and mix it in with all the meatballs. You roll the meatballs, but then it takes 15 minutes in the air fryer. Really easy, really simple. You can prepare delicious, healthy food, and you can do it in less time, and it doesn't have to be this thing where you're worrying about what to eat, what to cook. What I recommend doing is think about what you want to cook on a Sunday for that following week. Go to the shops, buy enough ingredients for a couple of those meals at least, and then you're good for a few days. And make sure you cook enough to have leftovers for the next lunch or for the next day. Another thing that we do in my household is we'll cook a big batch of meatballs, or sorry, we'll prepare the meatballs. We'll cook, say, 15 of them that night for myself, my son, and my wife. But then we will freeze the rest and we have another meal ready to go wherever we want. Stacking your freezer full of freezer meals is another great way of having food ready to go. Okay, so if you're going to do a big batch of meatballs, freeze enough for next week. Do a big batch of bolognese, freeze enough for the next week. Do a big batch of, slow cooked osso buco or lamb shanks, shred the meat, or a brisket, shred the meat, have enough for dinner, but also have enough for dinner the next day, or freeze it in a container, and then you've got food for the next day. So I'm just trying to make sure that you guys understand that it is easy and it is healthy to cook and prepare these meals so you can still get lean, get strong, get results, and provide nutritious, nutrient-dense, nutritious meals for you and your family. A lot of my meals are just going to be meat. Meat's the most nutrient-dense food on the planet, so why not eat more of it? Another thing that I just want to say is sometimes my meals, it's just going to be real basic and raw, okay? So it's nothing pretty. It's just like, for instance, I haven't shared it yet, but you'll see my roast chook. I roasted it upside down. I pulled it out and then I had to carve it up upside down. So there's a few things there that I mess up. I made a slow cooked, I did a pork shoulder in the oven, and I wanted to get crackling on the skin, and only half the skin went to a crackling form, which was delicious. The rest was kind of a leathery, fatty skin. You just stuff it up sometimes. I didn't end up rubbing enough rub onto the skin. That's fine. So be prepared for a little bit of rawness with my ingredients. However, they all are going to be delicious. They all going to be easy to follow, and it's going to just make your cooking a little easier. That's the goal. So enjoy the videos, share, like, comment. I would love some feedback on the recipes, or if you've done a bone broth before, or you've cooked in this way, or you have some tips for myself. But I am trying to provide you men with better food and showing you that it can be prepared and done in less time, and it can be delicious. So like, share, comment on this video, guys. I look forward to doing more of these recipe videos. I'll see you soon.